This repair is going to be for an XT Pro with a take-up lever out of position. So this machine is at 100 in the back. We'll look at the pointer, and it's pointing directly at 100, so it's at top dead center, but still we have a take-up lever that is out of position. The tools you'll need for this repair are the little plug puller. This pulls out little plugs in your side cases that will expose screws that you have to take out. And then you'll need your 3mm Allen wrench that is at least 5 inches long. You'll need the 4mm Allen wrench in your toolkit, and then a straight blade screwdriver, and then a Phillips screwdriver. First thing we're going to do is remove the 4 Phillips screws that hold this line in place. So we have 2 top screws and then 2 screws underneath. Once we have this piece loose, we're going to remove this knob. Now we're going to use this piece that came in your toolbox to remove this plug up here, and then we have another plug right there. So we just stick the tool in the hole there and pull on the plug. With the plugs removed, we have 2 3mm Allen screws in here, so you have to use your 3mm Allen wrench and stick it in there and go ahead and remove the 2 screws. Once you have the 2 screws loosened or removed, we're going to remove this piece. Okay, let's go ahead and take these screws out. Just like that. Behind the machine, you're going to have a small plug like this. You're going to take that plug out. And then on the right-hand side of the machine, we have a large plug that we're going to remove. Now we're going to insert the 4mm Allen wrench, the larger of the 2 wrenches, and we're going to stick it in there so that we can turn our shaft. Now, if you take a look in there, we can see a pointer. And right now, I don't know if you can see this or not, but we're right at a line that is right above where it says 100. So if we take a look, there's the 100, and there is a line that is right above it. That's where we want the machine. So we want to turn the Allen wrench in the back until that pointer is lined up with that 100 line, or that line that is right above 100. Here's another shot with the cover taken off, so it's a little bit easier to see, but there is the red pointer, and we can see the 100, and then we see the line that is right above that 100. And we want to make sure that line is lined up perfectly with that red pointer. So it's just like that. So once you have the side cover off, you're going to see the color change motor. And when you put in your flat blade screwdriver into this slot here, you can move to different needles. However, since our take-up lever is down in one position there, it's not going to allow us to move the sewing head over. We want to get to needle number 1 over on this side. So what we're going to have to do is stick our Allen wrench in the back here so we can turn the main shaft. And then when we turn the main shaft, you're going to notice the take-up lever will go up and down. And we want the take-up lever to be somewhat level. And that should allow us to move this over to needle number 1. Sometimes it might catch on you a little bit. And if it does, you may have to adjust, turn the dial in the back a hair down, or a hair clockwise or a hair counterclockwise, just to be able to get past that position until you can get all the way to needle number 1. And that we want to be perfectly centered over needle number 1, or we want the needle number 1 perfectly centered over the needle plate. So once again, we are going to turn this dial on the color change motor to make sure that we have needle number 1 right over the hole in the needle plate. So we can't be too far over either way. We want to be centered right above that. Okay, this is the view from the right hand side. This is needle number 1 take-up lever, or number 1 take-up lever. And as you can see, it's lower than the one next to it, number 2. And that means that the cam, or the take-up lever cam has shifted, has slipped on us. And that screw right there is the one that we're going to attempt to loosen so that we can move this back into position. Okay, so we're going to take our 3mm Allen wrench and we're going to come in on the right-hand side of the take-up lever. So we're going to go right into that same slot in the front. I'll show you a front view later. And we're going to bring that take-up lever, that Allen wrench all the way in until I reach that black screw. So there's the black screw that actually is connected to this take-up lever arm right here. And we're going to stick it inside of that screw. And then we're going to loosen it up. And you may have to put a pair of pliers on the end of this Allen wrench to be able to turn it if you don't have enough leverage. But you should be able to turn it. It's going to be a little bit tough. But once you have that screw loose, then you should be able to lift this up by hand until it's perfectly level with the one next to it. So we can see that it was here, but now we moved it up. And now, once it's level, then we'll tighten down the Allen wrench, or tighten down that screw. And that should be it. So from the front view, we can see here's the take-up lever number 1. It's out of position compared to number 2. Number 2 is up here, and number 1 is down there. And the screw that we're trying to reach is right back here where my finger is. So it's right behind this number 1 needle bar. In fact, if I bring this down, you can kind of see it right there. So it's right behind there. So we're going to go in on the right-hand side. Now, of course, you're going to have the white plastic front here, so you're not going to be able to reach in up here. You have to reach in right next to the take-up lever. So I'm a little bit to the right of the take-up lever, and I'm turning it a little bit to the right. And until we reach into that screw. Okay, so we're in the screw right now. So we're going to turn this counterclockwise. And again, you may have to attach a wrench to this to turn it. Once you have it loose, then we're going to lift the take-up lever manually until it's level with the one next to it. And then we're going to tighten down the screw. Okay, and then we're going to double check to make sure this is level, and it is. It's perfectly level with number 2, and now we should be good. I'm going to show you the same thing with the cover on, so you can see you have very limited space to be able to stick in your Allen wrench, and you're going to stick it in pointing down a little bit, and then of course a little bit to the right. So it's going to be a tough, actually I think it has to be, yeah, it does have to be on the left or on top of the take-up lever to be able to reach that screw. But it's going to be approximately like this. There we go. Now we're in the screw, and you'll loosen the screw, then you'll move the take-up lever up or down so it matches number 2, and then you'll tighten it back up and make sure it's just as tight as it was in the beginning, and that should do it. Once you've made your adjustments for the take-up lever adjustment, you're going to turn the machine on, go to tab 4, and you're going to make sure that you see a number here. You should see number 1. If you see a 0 and a flashing hazard sign, then you're going to have to put your straight blade screwdriver in here. Leave the cover off. We're going to test this before you put the covers on. And you're gonna turn this very slowly until you see a number show up here. And you want to make sure that you don't move the sewing head this way. You want to try to move it this way. I believe it's clockwise is the way you're going to turn it. So you turn that slowly until you see a number here show up, and then once you see a number show up, then you're going to press the 100 button, and then you're going to look at the take-up lever and make sure it still looks level. Number 1 looks level with number 2. And one further test is we can press the 3 needle button down here, and then we can go to like needle 3, and it should move smoothly. And then we can just double check with the number 15, and it should move without any horrible noise. It should sound perfectly smooth. And we can go back to needle number 1. And if it runs smoothly like this, then you're fine. You're good.